Hellions, what is up? How's it going? I am sitting in a random Walgreens parking lot, and I'm meeting a guy on Craigslist about a very special card at a very good price. So I'm very excited for the guy to get here. He's running a little bit late, but I think it should only be a couple more minutes now. We will do the deal, and then I'll show you what card I'm picking up. It'll be a little bit of a surprise, even though I'll probably put it in the title of the video, so it's probably not that big of a surprise, but it's one of the bigger chase cards, I would say, of old school WotC Pokemon cards, like English WotC Pokemon cards. It's one of the biggest, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm very excited to get this card, and it looks to be in fantastic shape. We'll take a better look at it once I get it. But, yeah, so I'll talk to you when I get it, all right? All right. What's up, guys? While we wait for Java to get back from purchasing this awesome card from this Craigslist seller, I just want to let you know that we're trying to hit 1,000 subs on the channel. If you enjoyed the video today, please hit the like and subscribe button and comment down below what your most prized possession in your Pokemon collection is. It would really help us out a lot to get to that milestone. Back to the video. All right, guys, we just finished doing the deal. I'm going to show you guys what the card is now. It is a first edition Lugia from Neo Genesis. Super excited to have it in my possession. We're going to look at it a little bit closer when we get home. And really excited because the condition looks pretty nice. It's not going to get a 10, obviously. Probably won't even get a 9. It's probably more like a 7, maybe an 8. But we're going to take a look, check it out in better detail, take a look at all the damage and everything, and then make kind of a judgment on what we think the grade will be. And then I'll send it in for grading. So let's get back to the studio and take a look at the card. All right, guys. We are back in the studio. It was about a 25-minute drive. We made our way back. And I was looking at the card the entire way home. The Lugia from Neo Genesis. First edition. Probably at this point the most valuable card that I've held, I would think. And also probably the rarest card that I've held. So freaking cool. I did not expect for this to happen today. I did not expect to, be cruising on Craigslist. What I was actually looking for is there's a local like hobby / toy fair actually happening this weekend in my area, and I was looking for the dates and the hours and times for that, and I just saw when I googled Pokemon cards to try and find that listing, I saw this sitting there, and it was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of my first edition Lugia for $300, and I did a quick eBay sold listings for first edition Lugia near mint, and it's a lot more than $300. So I immediately emailed the guy and said, hey, I want the Lugia. And he said, yeah, still available. I'm okay with $300. Come and meet me at the conspicuous Walgreens on the corner, and we will do the deal. And so we did. And yeah, I've just been looking at it this entire time. Just constantly peeking over like, oh, so cute, so cool. Yeah, so let's go over it. We're going to go over it in detail. I'm actually really surprised at how good condition this thing is actually in. And I'll be really, really interested to see what grade it actually gets. I will be sending it off here shortly, probably in some express submission. But let's go through this and see exactly what is going on. We have the holographic here. You can see that there are some scratches on the holo. Not a ton. Couple of kind of deep ones, but most of them are, kind of those surface scratches you typically see on older cards. You can see that kind of deeper one coming off of his wing, that vertical one. Otherwise, the holographic looks pretty solid. Just some other minor surface scratches. I did have, and I did notice, it's going to be hard to catch on camera. It's really hard to see. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know how much it's going to affect me, but there's a little bit of a ding in the corner. Just a tiny, tiny little ding. It's very hard to actually show. There, you can kind of see it there. There's a little bit of like a little pinpoint little ding in the bottom left-hand corner. Nothing major. And otherwise, the borders look pretty good. It's a little thick on the top compared to the bottom, but overall, it's really clean on the front, which has me really excited. Now, if we take a look at the back is what shows probably the most wear, and this is the biggest culprit up here. There's a pretty major little section of whitening. It's not super major. It's actually pretty minor, but it's the most noticeable piece of whitening in the top left. There's also a little bit in the bottom left, you can see on that corner, a little bit on the bottom right in that corner, and we got a little dot in the top right. There's also just some general sort of surface scratching on the back too. That would probably bring it down a little bit. You can see it mostly there above the P. There's a scratch that comes down. There are some other surface scratches as well, but there are no creases, and just that one little ding in the bottom left-hand corner of the card down here. I don't know what it's going to be. If I had to pre-grade it, I'll tell you what I'm hoping for. What I'm hoping for is a 7 or better. I think if this could get a 7, that would be pretty awesome. I will be sending it to CGC. I send nearly all of my cards to CGC, and for some reason it seems like CGC cares a bit more about the actual front-facing look of the card and not necessarily, you know, stuff that is on the back of the card, if that makes sense, or like stuff that doesn't really detract from the overall aesthetic of the card. A lot of times you see, like, if it gets a ding with PSA, it's like max a 6. Sometimes you can see CGC cards with, you know, minor binder dents on the back that will get like 7.5, because I feel like they focus maybe a little bit more on the front of the card than PSA is willing to mark pretty heavily down on things even on the back of the card. That could just be, that's probably just conjecture. It's just what I've seen off videos. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I hope that this card is at least a 7. I think it's beautiful. It's a major addition to my collection, and definitely my most prized Pokemon card possession at this point, for sure. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon cards, like, in general. I just think Lugia is such a cool character. The history behind Lugia. So I got this from a young guy. He was probably around my age, maybe a little bit younger. He said that he actually pulled this card as a kid and pretty much immediately sleeved it. And it's been kind of in his collection ever since. He recently, I asked him, like, do you have a bunch of other cards you're looking to sell? Because usually when you encounter a seller who has a really good price, you kind of want to ask, like, hey, you have any more cards you're looking to sell? Because they might have a lot more they're looking to move, and you might get a good price on those as well. So I did ask him, you have any more cards? He said he just sold a bunch of them, but he didn't sell this one. And then he was looking to sell this one. So I only got one card, which was this card. But probably the best card, I would say. Definitely one of the chases. Definitely the chase Neo Genesis, but definitely one of the more iconic chases of the Neo series in general. Very, very cool card. I love Lugia. It's so cool. So yeah, this is just, I don't know, this is just me gushing over a card I just bought. It's not really a brag. Like, I'm admiring the card. I just freaking love it. It's not really a card that I ever thought I'd be holding. You know, this card had a really interesting story over, like, the whole Pokemon week on Twitch, and, like, Mizkif pulling it in the last pack of his Neo Genesis booster box, and then sending it off to get it graded, and then it getting an 8.5. It, like, had an interesting little story online on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. I have 2 unlimited versions of these cards that are currently being graded that hopefully I'll get back soon. One with a very minor surface binder dent on the back, and one that looked really, really clean. So I'll be really interested to see what all of these grades are, but I will definitely be keeping this one of the 3 in my collection for a very long time. I see me keeping this thing for a very long time. It's difficult, right? Because if I graded it and it got an 8 or a 7, you know, I could sell it, and the fact that I paid $300 for it, I could make quite a bit of money fairly quickly off of just this one card, this one purchase. But it's just one of those cards, man. It's so iconic, and it's going to be iconic forever. And for me, it's just so nostalgic and cool, and I have to keep it. Like, it's good. It would be really difficult for me to just flip this and sell it. Like, I have to keep it. It's such a cool card. So, yeah, let me know what your most prized possession in your collection is. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I sure did. I got to look at that card for a good 10 minutes, and it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you very much for constantly supporting me on all these videos. Remember, hitting the like button is extremely important. Commenting on each video is awesome as well. We will be doing hopefully something special for our 1,000th sub. So if you like all of my content, you're not yet subbed, or if you are subbed, maybe share it to your friends. If you have some friends that also like Pokemon card openings and such. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subs. It would really help me out a lot if you guys would do those things. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.